Beloved seekers of truth, come, sit with me in the garden of divine wisdom, where I shall share with you the sacred understanding of how the cosmic mother tests her children before bestowing upon them the fruits of their deepest desires. Many times have disciples approached me with troubled hearts, saying, "Master, I have prayed, I have visualized, I have held faith, yet my manifestation seems further away than ever. Why does God test me so?" And I tell them what I now tell you. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and compassion, never denies you what is truly yours. But like a loving mother who tests her child's readiness before giving them a precious gift, the divine intelligence must ensure you are prepared to receive, to hold, and to use wisely that which you seek. Today, I shall illuminate for you 7 unmistakable signs that the universe is testing your readiness, your worthiness, and your spiritual maturity before delivering your manifestation into your waiting hands. These are not punishments, dear ones, but divine preparations, the final polishing of the vessel before it receives the sacred nectar. Before we begin, I ask you to like this video and comment below about your thought. Let's dive deep together. First sign, the intensification of obstacles just before the breakthrough. Have you noticed, dear disciple, that the darkest hour comes just before dawn? This is not mere poetry, it is cosmic law. When you are on the very threshold of receiving your manifestation, the universe often presents what appears to be insurmountable obstacles. Your financial situation may worsen just before abundance arrives. Relationships may become more strained before the perfect partnership manifests. Your health may seem to decline before the healing breakthrough occurs. Why does the Divine Mother permit this? Listen carefully. She is testing the depth of your faith and the strength of your determination. Anyone can maintain faith when the path is smooth and the signs are encouraging. But the true devotee, the one who is ready to receive great blessings, maintains unwavering faith even when all outer circumstances scream of failure. I remember well a devoted student who came to me years ago, seeking to manifest a spiritual center where he could serve humanity. For months, he visualized, affirmed, and prayed with great intensity. Then, just when he felt closest to his goal, he lost his job, his savings dwindled, and 3 potential locations fell through in succession. He came to me in despair. "Master," he said, "I have failed. The universe has rejected my prayer." I smiled and placed my hand upon his shoulder. "My dear child," I said, "the universe is not rejecting you. It is testing you. These obstacles are the final examination before graduation. Hold fast to your faith. The breakthrough is imminent." Within 3 weeks, an unexpected inheritance came to him, and a perfect property became available at a fraction of its value. Today, that center serves thousands of souls. When obstacles intensify, do not retreat. Do not doubt. Do not abandon your manifestation. Instead, recognize this as the sign that you are in the final stretch. The universe is asking, do you truly want this? Are you willing to persist when persistence seems futile? Is your faith real or merely fair-weather faith? Stand firm, beloved. The test is nearly complete. Second sign, the stripping away of false supports and dependencies. The divine intelligence, in its perfect wisdom, knows that you cannot receive your true manifestation while clinging to false securities and counterfeit comforts. Before blessing you with authentic abundance, the universe may strip away your dependence on a job that no longer serves your highest good. Before bringing you your divine life partner, it may remove relationships that were merely comfortable but not truly aligned with your soul's purpose. Before granting you vibrant health, it may force you to abandon harmful habits you've been reluctant to release. This stripping away is not cruelty, it is compassion. The universe is clearing space in your life for something far greater than what you're releasing. I have observed this pattern countless times in my years of guiding souls toward their highest destiny. A woman came to me seeking to manifest her life's purpose. She knew she was meant to be a healer, but she clung to a corporate position that drained her spirit because it provided financial security. She prayed for her healing practice to manifest, but nothing came. Then, unexpectedly, her position was eliminated. She was devastated. "Master, I have lost everything," she wept. "No, dear one," I counseled her. "You have lost nothing real. You have only been freed from a golden cage. The universe could not give you your true calling while you clutched the bars of that cage with both hands. Now your hands are free to receive." Within months, her healing practice flourished beyond her wildest imaginings. But first, she had to pass through the test of release. When the universe begins removing things from your life, do not panic. Do not interpret this as punishment or abandonment. Ask yourself, what is being cleared away to make room for my manifestation? What false security am I being asked to release so I can receive true abundance? The caterpillar must release its attachment to crawling before it can receive the gift of flight. You, too, must sometimes let go of the familiar before you can embrace the miraculous. Third sign, the emergence of your deepest fears and doubts. Here is a truth that many spiritual teachers hesitate to share, but I shall speak it plainly. Just before your manifestation arrives, your deepest fears and doubts will rise to the surface with tremendous intensity. This is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are succeeding. The universe is bringing these shadows into the light so they can be healed and released before you receive your blessing. Why must this happen? Because, dear disciple, you cannot fully receive and maintain a manifestation while harboring deep-seated doubts about your worthiness to have it. These doubts will sabotage your success if they remain hidden in the subconscious mind. So the divine intelligence, in its mercy, brings them to conscious awareness where you can confront and transcend them. If you are manifesting abundance, you may suddenly be flooded with fears about money, memories of past financial failures, or deep-seated beliefs that you are unworthy of wealth. If you are manifesting love, old wounds from past relationships may resurface with painful intensity. If you are manifesting success, imposter syndrome and fear of visibility may overwhelm you. Do not run from these feelings. Do not suppress them. And most importantly, do not interpret their appearance as evidence that your manifestation is failing. Instead, recognize this test for what it is. The universe is asking you to heal these wounds once and for all, to face these fears with courage, and to affirm your worthiness despite the voice of doubt. I teach my students a powerful practice for this test. When the fear arises, sit in meditation and speak directly to it. Say, "I see you, fear. I acknowledge you, but you are not the truth of who I am. I am a child of the divine, worthy of all good things. I release you with love and claim my manifestation with faith." Then visualize your fear as a dark cloud dissolving in the light of divine truth. Do this daily, as many times as necessary, until the fear loses its power over you. The universe will not give you your manifestation until you have proven, to yourself, not to God, that you are ready to receive it without self-sabotage. This test of facing your fears is the universe's way of ensuring your success will be permanent, not temporary. Fourth sign, the testing of your patience and divine timing. Patience, the virtue that modern seekers find most challenging. Yet, it is one of the most important tests the universe administers before granting your manifestation. You have planted the seed through your prayers, visualizations, and affirmations. You have watered it with faith and tended it with right action. But now comes the test. Can you wait for the harvest without digging up the seed to check its progress? The universe operates according to divine timing, not human impatience. There is a perfect season for every manifestation, just as there is a perfect season for the rose to bloom and the fruit to ripen. Your demand that it arrive according to your schedule is like a child demanding that winter become summer because he wishes to swim. I have seen many seekers come so close to their manifestation, only to abandon their faith in the final hour because they could not endure the test of patience. They prayed for 3 months, 6 months, even a year, and then, Just weeks before their manifestation was to arrive, they gave up in frustration and despair. This is like a farmer who plants seeds, tends them faithfully, and then plows under the field just days before harvest because he cannot see the fruit yet above the soil. The test of patience asks you, do you trust the universe's timing? Can you maintain your faith and continue your spiritual practices even when you see no outer evidence of progress? Are you willing to surrender your timeline and accept divine timing? I counsel my students thus. Each day, affirm your manifestation as if it is already accomplished in the spiritual realm, because it is. Then release all attachment to when and how it will appear in the physical realm. Say to the Divine Mother, I know you are preparing my blessing. I trust your perfect timing. I will continue my practices with joy, not desperation, knowing that all is unfolding according to your divine plan. This surrender is not passive resignation, it is active faith. You continue to do your part while trusting God to do His part in His perfect time. When you can wait with peaceful certainty rather than anxious impatience, you have passed this test. And often, the moment you truly surrender the timeline is the moment the manifestation begins to rapidly materialize. Fifth sign, the requirement to serve others before receiving. Here is a profound spiritual law that many seekers overlook. The universe often requires you to give to others what you wish to receive before it grants your manifestation. If you seek abundance, you may be tested by opportunities to give generously even when you feel you have little. If you seek love, you may be called to offer love and kindness to others without expectation of return. If you seek healing, you may be guided to help others heal. If you seek wisdom, you may be asked to share what wisdom you already possess. Why does the universe test you in this way? Because it must ensure that you understand the law of circulation, that blessings flow to those who allow blessings to flow through them. A closed hand cannot receive. A stagnant pool becomes toxic. But an open hand is constantly filled, and a flowing river remains fresh and pure. I remember a businessman who came to me desperate to manifest financial abundance. His business was failing and he was drowning in debt. He prayed fervently for prosperity, but nothing changed. Master, he asked, why does God not answer my prayers? I am a good person. I attend services. I meditate daily. I asked him, when was the last time you gave to someone in need? He looked uncomfortable. Master, I would love to give, but I have nothing to give. Once I receive my abundance, I will be very generous. I shook my head. Dear one, you have it backwards. The universe is waiting for you to demonstrate the consciousness of abundance before it can give you abundance. Even if you have only a little, give something. Even if you have only time, give that. Show the universe that you understand the law of circulation. Reluctantly, he began to volunteer at a food bank one day per week and to give small amounts to those in need, even though he felt he could not afford it. Within 2 months, an unexpected business opportunity arose that completely transformed his financial situation. The universe was not withholding from him. It was waiting for him to open the channel of giving so that receiving could flow. When you are tested with opportunities to serve and give, do not say, I will give when I receive. Instead say, I will give now, trusting that as I give, I open myself to receive. This is the consciousness that passes the test and attracts manifestation. Sixth sign, the challenge to maintain high vibration despite circumstances. The universe is always responding to your vibration, your emotional and spiritual frequency, not merely to your words or wishes. Before granting your manifestation, it must test whether you can maintain a high vibration of joy, gratitude, and faith regardless of outer circumstances. This is perhaps the most subtle and sophisticated test, dear ones. It is easy to feel joyful when things are going well. It is easy to be grateful when blessings are obvious. It is easy to have faith when you see evidence of progress. But can you maintain joy when circumstances are challenging? Can you practice gratitude when you seem to have little? Can you hold faith when all evidence suggests your manifestation is impossible? The universe asks, Is your high vibration dependent on conditions, or is it a choice you make regardless of conditions? I teach my students that true spiritual mastery is demonstrated not in the mountaintop experiences but in the valleys. Anyone can be peaceful in a monastery. The test is whether you can maintain peace in the marketplace. Anyone can be loving when surrounded by loving people. The test is whether you can maintain love when faced with hostility. Before your manifestation arrives, you will be tested on this principle. You may face situations designed to lower your vibration, to make you angry, fearful, resentful, or despairing. These are not punishments but tests. The universe is asking, have you truly mastered your inner state, or are you still a victim of outer circumstances? Can you be the master of your vibration, or will you allow the world to dictate your frequency? I counsel my students to practice this daily discipline. Upon waking, before checking any messages or news, spend time in meditation and prayer, consciously raising your vibration to one of joy and gratitude. Throughout the day, whenever you notice your vibration dropping, pause and consciously lift it again through breath, prayer, or affirmation. When you can maintain a high vibration despite challenging circumstances, you send a powerful signal to the universe. I am ready. I am not dependent on outer conditions for my inner state. I am a master, not a victim. This is when the universe says, now you are ready to receive your manifestation, because you will not lose it through low vibration once it arrives. Seventh sign, the final test of faith through apparent silence. The final and perhaps most difficult test comes when the universe seems to go completely silent. Your prayers seem to hit a wall. Your meditations feel empty. The signs and synchronicities that once encouraged you disappear. It feels as though the universe has forgotten you entirely. This is not abandonment, beloved, this is the final examination. The universe is asking, do you have faith only when I send you signs and encouragement? Or do you have true faith that persists even in the silence? Do you trust me only when you feel my presence? Or do you trust me even when I seem absent? This test separates the spiritual children from the spiritual adults. A child needs constant reassurance and validation, but a mature soul can walk in faith even through the dark night of the soul, knowing that silence does not mean absence. I have walked through this test myself, dear ones, and I have guided countless disciples through it. There were times in my own spiritual journey when the Divine Mother seemed to withdraw her presence entirely. I prayed, I meditated, I called out, and heard only silence. In those moments, I had to choose. Would I abandon my faith because I could not feel God's presence? Or would I trust that the silence was itself a teaching, a test, a preparation for something greater? I chose faith, and when the silence finally broke, the blessings that poured forth were beyond anything I could have imagined. The silence had not been absence. It had been the universe holding its breath before the great gift. When you experience this final test of silence, do not despair. Do not interpret it as rejection or failure. Instead, recognize it as the sign that you are in the final moments before your manifestation. Continue your practices with even greater devotion. Affirm your faith even more strongly. Say to the universe, even though I cannot see you, feel you, or hear you, I know you are working on my behalf. I trust you completely. My faith does not depend on signs. It is rooted in the eternal truth of your love and wisdom. This is the faith that moves mountains. This is the faith that commands the universe to respond. This is the faith that proves you are ready to receive and steward your manifestation with wisdom and grace. Conclusion. Embracing the tests with joy. Dear disciples, I hope you now understand that these 7 signs are not obstacles to your manifestation. They are the pathway to it. They are not evidence that the universe is denying you. They are proof that the universe is preparing you. When you recognize these tests for what they are, you can embrace them with joy rather than resist them with fear. You can say, the universe is testing me. This means my manifestation is near. Let me pass this test with grace and faith. Remember always, the universe never tests you beyond your capacity to succeed. Every test is perfectly calibrated to your current level of spiritual development. And the very fact that you are being tested means the universe believes you are ready to pass. So when obstacles intensify, when false supports are stripped away, when fears arise, when patience is required, when service is demanded, when high vibration must be maintained, and when silence descends, rejoice. These are the signs that your manifestation is being prepared, and you are being prepared to receive it. Hold fast to your faith. Continue your spiritual practices. Trust in divine timing. And know that the Cosmic Mother is even now arranging all circumstances for your highest good. Your manifestation is not being withheld. It is being perfected. And so are you. Walk forward with courage, dear ones. The tests are temporary, but the blessings that follow are eternal. In divine friendship and eternal blessings, your humble servant on the path.